Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to make a video talking to you all about the biggest tests. And this is a very good video topic because this will help some of you guys with tests you're seeing towards the end of Mercury retrograde. Now, what do I mean by tests? Because sometimes in Mercury retrograde, certain things you will see that kind of test you is more so things with mail, things breaking, anything with vehicles, anything with cars. So unless you have a bunch of backup vehicles and a bunch of backup cars, and you're able to switch all the time, or a bunch of backup mail that you can send out, or a bunch of backup communication, because sometimes communication breaks and people's communication is sabotaged during the Mercury retrograde. But what does this mean for you? So towards the end of the retrograde, some of you can see something here and there, and essentially it feels like some of the biggest tests that you're facing. And this can immediately have people ask God, oh, why? Which we're not ever supposed to ask why. When you make sure that you're a good person, when you make sure that you're on the right track in everything you do, because sometimes we have to do big things, we have to do extreme things, but make sure you're doing what you're doing is right. If you're in the right, then you don't even think about if you're wrong, because you know you're right. Unless you're kind of hard-headed, but a lot of times people can understand if they're in the right or not. So ask yourself, are you in the right? Are you not in the right? And like I said, if you're in the right, then you don't have to worry about it, because things do happen. Planets happen. There's a season for everything. So there's a season for, and life, like I said, every day is a good day, and anything that you have as a test is still a good day for you, because picture the test without God's help. So make sure you're praying and asking God, and make sure because a lot of times people, like I said, will look towards God and be like, oh, I guess you're not helping me, versus you should have seen the outcome that happened when you didn't get help from God. So everything's 100 times better than it could be. Now, with that said, and yeah, this is very big, because you have to understand, when you have these giant tests, you have to face the end boss in a dungeon to be able to know that you're going to succeed past the next end boss. And every end boss, and I'm using video games as an example, comes with bigger reward, bigger satisfaction, and the same thing applies in life. Let's just say you're doing karate or taekwondo, and you move up a belt. And I've actually done taekwondo before, and different MMA practices, but one thing you have to know is when you move up, it starts getting harder. Like, it stops being as fun, and it starts getting very harder, and the tests get very big. So I forget what it's called in taekwondo, kunse kinse, something in I forget that. If you guys know what I'm talking about, basically, there's like a form, and it's not required from every taekwondo facility, but it's like traditional taekwondo. So, and taekwondo is a lot of action with legs, so very powerful legs, like a horse. So as you move up the belts, I'm not gonna say it gets less fun, but it gets more challenging, and the rewards are much bigger because you learn much more. So before you were learning kicks, just like regular kicks, and now you're doing flying kicks. Stoneman flying kicks with a bunch of gemstones. It's possible. Let's just say that. But when it comes to very large tests, when you graduate with that knowledge, and even in university, even in college, you graduate from something that felt like torture to study, and now you have a degree that other people can't say they have because you went through the pain of getting it. Now what about unexpected tests? And everything comes with a reward. Because when God's about to hand you something very big, he's going to see if you're going to be able to get the next step. He wants to see how committed you are to him. So when it comes to God and you passed your tests, and let's just say you have something very big coming, but you don't even know it, he's gonna hit you. He's not gonna hit you. Hit you as in present a test that it could basically, to the year ago version of yourself, it could have meant the end of the world. It could have meant you crying. It could have meant you not feeling good. It could have meant you just giving up. But the more you're able to smile, the more you're able to be happy in the face of tests, and just know that things are gonna be okay, it goes in your favor. It's literally in your favor. And I'm not just saying that to say that. It's in your favor. So the better you react to things being crazy, the stronger you become. What happens when people get stressed? They say, I'm stressed out, I can't do it. if you're stressed out and you can't do anything under stress, then you have to go back to base one. Think about these soldiers in this war. In this war. Spiritual war, physical war, wars in other dimensions and worlds and realms, war in this dimension, war in this world and realm. What happens if it gets crazy on the battlefield and these warriors who, let's just call them warriors of God, and they carry weapons, they have all these abilities, but when things get crazy, now the best warriors in the front line like fold and start giving up and start like, why God, why did it get crazy? It got crazy because you being able to beat that fight means that you're going to prosper afterwards and you're going to do very well. So ask yourself that. Really ask yourself, when anything stressful pops up, if you're someone to fold, are you that person? When you get stressed out, do you start claiming you're stressed out? Do you start assuming things are going to get worse? Because in that case, you're going backwards on your blessings. So when this is a sign that you're on the right track. If you are a person and you just know that when things happen, it's in your favor and it's not because you did anything wrong and that you're doing 100% correct, and you're assuming the best. You're assuming the best of the best. So let's just say something happens and it's super crazy, and number one, God protected you from something. Number two, you're about to get upgraded even more. And remember, 7 times will pass by thee until I realizes the Most High is sovereign over all kingdoms. I think that's in Daniel, I believe. I'm not going to mix up the Bible quotes, but that's a quote from the Bible. 7 times will pass by thee until thou realizes the Most High is sovereign over all kingdoms, and he will give them to anyone whom he pleases. What does this mean for you? It means when something happens, everything happens after in your mind based off something happening. So let's just say you're riding a motorcycle, right? And something's wrong with the motorcycle. If you assume that it's something small, it's most likely going to be something small because let's just say dimension hops. But if it's something big, then, or if you think it's something big, if you think it's something impossible, now you just complicated it and things are going to be crazy. But if you said that it was small and it's no problem and you trust in God, all you have to do is say, the Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus Christ, I trust in you. That's it. I trust in you. Nothing more. There's nothing more. You're going to flip out? You're going to stress? No. If you stress, if you cave in, it means you're not a strong soldier. And you're going to face I don't want to say you're going to face worse tests, but you're going to see the same test about 3, 4, 5 more times very soon. So unless you just submit yourself to the Lord and say, you're in charge. It's not me. I can't control this. You're the one in charge. I believe in you. I trust in you. You have my faith. That's it. There's no more to it. Focus your mind on something else. So it can make you a little bit down throughout the day, but understand if you're feeling down, that's a natural human emotion. Just don't focus on it. Don't dwell on it. Don't talk to everyone about it. If it needs to be talked about, then talk about it. But outside of that, don't go telling everyone, oh, this you told one friend, and now it's a part of their reality. And now they're like, oh, that person, blah, blah, blah. Now they're manifesting for you because you just told them. And they're thinking about it when they go home. They're like, huh. So ask yourself. Is this something that, you have to know that nothing is as appears. Absolutely nothing is as appears. Nothing you see with your eyes, and I have a whole video on that. Most of what you're seeing with your eyes is just not actuality. For example, I'll tell you right now, a lot of people who are a 10 out of 10, they will see someone who they like and then just run away, just take off from them because they're overwhelmed. And the thing is, the person will think they're flat out just not good looking. But that's not the case. So I'll give you an example. There was I'll use some friends as an example. So there's a girl who looked at one of my friends, and she looked at him and she turned away and she ran away. And the friend thought there's something wrong with him, he was repulsive, etc. And a couple of days go by, and it's like, because you see with your eyes, she's getting like freaked out and running away like as if she saw something very hideous, versus she went to her friends and she said to her friends, I felt so attracted to the person that I couldn't react. She just ran away. She told all her friends that, and her friends explained that to the guy. So what you see with your eyes is not always actuality. So you have to know. The same thing with bank accounts. When I talk about bank accounts, I actually do know people who have won state lotteries. And you know how they did it? By simply not caring. They won simply because they didn't trust in what they saw. If you go online, it's going to tell you, or if you flip the back of a lottery ticket and it says, oh, there's a little bit better chance of winning, there's 1 million people who are playing. Do you see 1 million people? Are you able to talk to all the millions of people and find out what's going on? The answer is no, you're not going to be able to. So when it comes to your tests, you have to know that your tests are getting passed when you care less and you give it more to God. So like I said, nothing you see with your eyes, and I'm going to keep repeating that because your eyes are full of lies. The third eye tells the truth, but most of the time, when we see what's going on with our 2 eyes, we don't believe anything else. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how that works. Now, I'd like you guys to get used to that idea. And the bigger the tests, like I said, let's just say, and there's different examples in the Bible. I have to make sure I write down Bible quotes before I say them because I don't like not knowing the exact verse. I do say it perfectly correct, but I don't like not knowing the exact verse. And the angels did tell me, don't say it if you can't pin it, if you can't direct someone towards it. Don't ever teach 90% information, teach 100% information. I'm like, okay, cool, I won't. Fine, there we go. But when it comes to the biggest tests, like, what is another form of biggest test? Let's just say you hurt yourself in the gym, which it does happen. People will hurt themselves, but they'll realize they're never supposed to be on the exercise to begin with, because if they did the exercise later, if they kept doing the exercise, and people were like, oh, it's the biggest thing ever. I remember in the gym, someone was doing back pulls, and it's probably one of the worst back pulls you could ever do. They got hurt a little tiny bit, and that saved their life. Like, if they kept doing that back pull exercise at 67 years old, they'd have been not right. They would not have been right. So ask yourself, what is a test you're facing? Is it a medium test? Are you calling a medium test a big test? Are you calling a medium test a big test? Because most of the time you guys are amplifying whatever test you're going through. And it's usually something really small. Ask yourself, what's going on? What test are you facing? And then if you think it's a big test, be honest with yourself and just tell yourself, no, it's not that big of a test. Not really. What's a big test? Your life can be threatened, but it's not. You're safe. If it's threatened, then God will take care of it, and God is God. He can do things because He's God. He can literally strike someone down with lightning if He doesn't want them to get to you. Which actually, similar has been done in the Bible. So, ask yourself, what are your tests? Are you stressing out? If you're stressing out, you're dropping your vibration. If you're smiling, you're happy, you're doing your thing throughout your tests, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Because the test was actually probably something helping you from something later happening that would have been much worse. And you're dealing with it now, so it's much better. And you can't see everything. God sees everything. If you ask God for protection, you think He's going to look at you and say, nah, not today. He's going to be like, no, I'm gonna make this happen today so it doesn't happen later. So the divine timing is yours. But if you start getting frustrated, like, why God, why me? It's like, I'm helping you a little extra. I'm helping you a little more than I should, and you're doing that. Good luck next time. And then you'll see, you don't want to see what happens after that. So the number one thing is to make sure you're asking God for help. Once you ask for help and you're doing everything right and you know you're on the right side, then you don't worry. And sometimes things will test you just to make sure. Let's just say you made a big decision and you don't know if you're right or wrong making the decision. The test could come after that to see if you accept it as, is this a karma because I did a bad thing? Is this karma because I did a bad thing? Or is it just a test right after I did the major thing and it didn't go hand in hand? A little secret, sometimes that will happen, just to see if you admit guilty, if you're actually guilty. Like if your soul is like, okay, I think I was wrong and this is karma, versus actually, no, I'm not in the wrong. Nope, I know I'm right, versus And you're not being stubborn. Don't be stubborn. Be humble. So when you're in the right, you're in the light, and God's taking care of you. Dude, that usually happens after you make big decisions. A test will happen, and you'll get, oh, is this karma or not? No, it's not karma. It's you being protected. Any questions? Ask them in the comment section. Maybe it's even like I said, it's a way bigger blessing than you think. And usually lots of money comes afterwards, after you get a test. Usually lots of love and new abundance and a whole bunch of cool things come after you pass your test. So that's a reward. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Make sure you check out FloridaStoneman.com, and to have your own custom necklace, you can DM Florida Stone Man on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Ciao.